Morning team, welcome to day 162 of the 5 a.m. squat club. Now nowadays, most people seem to be disconnected, drifting, without a community or a tribe. They say you are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So if you surround yourself with positive people, you're gonna make progress. That's what the 5 a.m. squat club is. We're a community of driven people who aren't ready to settle. We want more, so we push our bodies, we push our minds, and we achieve our goals. If you're ready for that, join us every morning. We're here at 5 a.m. Let's do it together. So first thing before we move, we're gonna prime our minds. We're gonna choose our thoughts so that we can be intentional about what we're thinking and going through the day. So first thing we're gonna do in the 5 a.m. squat club is get in a squat. So feet underneath the hips, sit down with your heels on the ground. If you feel like you're gonna fall over backwards, grab yourself a weight as a counterbalance. And we're gonna choose our first thoughts intentionally. First one is I am responsible. It's my life. If I'm gonna get there, it's on me. No excuses. Next is I will make time between stimulus and response. I can't control what's gonna come at me, but if I'm patient and I take a moment, I can control my response, and therefore I have control and responsibility over my life. Next is I have all I need to succeed today and will focus on progress over perfection. I have whatever tools I need to take that first step. So if you're thinking that you don't have what you need, it's not true. One step today is doable, and you'll notice that they will add up and stack up, and you will have the tools over time to eventually achieve that big goal. And the last is I choose gratitude. I am good at seeing faults. As a coach, I can see the things that are wrong, that need improvement very well, and sometimes it's harder to see the positive. So if I focus on the positive and see what I'm grateful for, I'll see more of it and less of the negative. So I'm responsible. I will make time between stimulus and response. I have all I need to succeed today and will focus on progress over perfection. And then I choose gratitude. So next one, we're gonna start moving the body. 'Tis time. So as usual, first thing we're gonna do, like we do every morning, is just get up off the floor. We're gonna get 20 burpees in to start. Good morning, Jody. So what we're looking at here is just you're gonna get yourself down on the floor and then get yourself back up. You can walk yourself down, just looking for all the way down on the floor at the bottom. Uh-oh, I have a mic on? Yeah, okay. It's just in the wrong spot. And then you're gonna get yourself back up, and I like the idea of celebrating the fact that you can do so. And we're just gonna work through 20 of these. Just starting to get some blood flowing into the body. Not into the body, obviously there's blood flowing in the body. Into the joints, into the muscles. Not so much in the joints either. But getting moving so that we can get into our workout today efficiently, safely, and be effective with it. On that note, we've got Plyo Push-Ups today, some sort of explosive push-up, which I'll have some variations and options for, and some lunges, which I think I'm gonna go front rack, but you could go dumbbell, you could go back rack, whatever you prefer. Seeing mic issues. Good morning, Spencer. Good morning, Jason. Just give me a heads up on that mic if it's not working. How about that? Just working through our morning burpees. And then you may notice I've changed up the warm-up a little bit on there. Got thinking about it last night. So hopefully things make sense again in the morning. Sometimes I'll do something at night and then in the morning it doesn't make sense, but we'll go with that. Got into the gym yesterday. Did more power clean and jerks after we did them yesterday here. And then, what else was it? Chest to bar pull-ups. More power cleans in the workout. And calories on the machine. So the traps are a little sore today. And the posterior chain a little bit. But I figure that's all right, since we're gonna be mostly, well, upper body on the first one, and then maybe a little more lower body, less midline on the lunges. All right, a few more burpees here, and then we'll get into that next section. I might even play a little clip here. It's gonna talk about our next warm-up section. I found a guy yesterday online who does, I don't know, lateral hip work, we'll call it. I'm gonna bring that up. Take a peek here. This is basically, we started doing that hip warm up yesterday, or a couple days ago, with the foot on the bumper plate, and you drop and raise the hip. This is along that lines.
Are you feeling a little wonky or off balance within your posture? Don't worry, there's an easy way to tell how you can fix it. When someone is saying what we call a lateral pelvic tilt, usually one side is hiked up higher, and the shoulder on that side is below.
I think you can hear that.
Towards tends to have more internally rotated hip, and the side we're shifted away from tends to have a more externally rotated hip. This means that internal rotation-based measurements will be better on this side, such as hip internal rotation, straight leg raise, hip adduction, and external rotation-based measurements will be better on this side, such as external rotation, hip flexion.
Okay, we don't necessarily need to go into all the details there, but one thing that we can do here, we can do a quick assessment, and then we're gonna work it in the warm-up. But one of the things that he talks about there is most of us generally have a tendency to kind of hang out on one leg more than the other. And if you're unsure which one that is, he does a little test. Basically, if you look at the arch of your foot, you're gonna notice that one arch is probably higher than the other, and one's a little more collapsed. So the higher arch side is likely the side that you spend most time on. And if you could start shifting to the other side a little bit more, the hips are gonna balance out and probably have less spine problems upstream. Good morning, Yaroslav. So on that note, we're incorporating just a little bit of that hip work into the warm-up. But really what you could do is literally just spend time on that side. You may notice that I have a tendency to have the left shoulder kind of sitting up a little bit. I guess I spend time on that left foot. So I'm gonna be intentional about staying on the other side. So, warm up though, we're still going to, Neil Abbott, good morning, from school. Yeah, good segue there, Neil. If you haven't joined the free school group, get on it. We're there discussing programming, warm-up ideas, all of the above. He uses mostly PRI exercises. That's the stuff that I did to finally fix my pelvic. Well, there you go. There you go. I just found him yesterday, but it sounds like there's some good stuff there, and probably simple stuff too. So we're gonna do a little bit of that. I think it's step 3. I can't really see that screen, but let's just move through the warm-up. So standing nice and tall, alternating knee raises, or standing march if you want to call it. Aim is to keep the standing leg nice and straight, and ideally the knee comes above the hip if you got that range of motion. Then we'll go good mornings, just hinging at the hip, imagining it's kind of a rod stuck through your hip and you're just moving around it. Nice neutral spine, nothing happens above it. Sorry, Jason. Is that better? Oh, you know what? We're struggling this morning here, aren't we? Is that better? Hey, sorry. Computer's being a little funny this morning. Is that better? Saying it's good? Okay, let's keep on with that. So, good mornings. A few more of those. This mic is giving me more and more troubles, it seems. Okay, and then from there, if you've got some bumper plates or a step, just nice and low, you know, a stair that you can put one foot on. We're gonna drop the other hip down and then lift it up high. Drop and lift. Get maybe 10 per side there. You could even just stand on the less dominant side, right? That side with the flatter arch, and just hang out there. That's probably gonna become part of my regular routine. Just intentionally spending more time on that side. Better now. Good. Sorry about that, guys. Hopefully that wasn't the whole the whole last 10 minutes. Feel bad for people who, well, I feel bad for you guys, but anybody who watches the replay, they're just sitting there ecstatic. How do we like these so far, by the way? Whoa, balance is no good. Okay, from there, what's the order? Lunges, we'll go with that reverse lunge. Aiming for a nice vertical front shin. Weight is evenly distributed in that front foot. And ideally, if we can have the back knee kiss the ground with a nice vertical torso, I'd say that's the goal. Neil, you working out with us? Or you just checking in? Maybe another reminder, hit the like button if you haven't already. You got a good session coming today. Learn as we go. All right, and the next one, you can see there it says roll around on your back. And this is the one that I came up with last night, just because I was trying out some exercises from that guy and noticed that when I'm on my back, I get a lot of nice crunching happening. So basically all I'm looking for here is a little bit of side to side. You can bring the hips up. You can rock a little bit. You can drop the legs to one side and the other. Just gonna spend some time here. You could even go overhead with the legs. Oh, I'm kicking the dog. I just get some nice crunching through the thoracic spine when I do this, so it feels good. Ah, damn it, dog. And then this happens. Maple. Not getting as much crunching now. This is good. Neil, I am up and lunging with meager equipment. Hey, that's okay. You don't need a whole lot for today, especially. All right, and then last one, just some air squats. So feet underneath the shoulders, slight turn out of the toes, maybe knees in line with the feet. If we can get hip below the knee, that's fantastic. Nice upright torso, and then stand it back. Let's get a few there. Thinking about that foot arch a lot now. More, all right, we'll get a second round. So just back to a standing march. Nice high knee, nice neutral spine, chest up tall. Trying not to let the pelvis chase the femur, because then we're not in hip flexion, we're in spinal flexion. And then back to the good morning. So feet underneath the hips. And then you're like the tippy bird in that Simpsons episode where Homer started working from home. We all remember that episode. A few more there. And then we'll go to our, I don't even know what we're doing anymore with this thing. Okay, back to the lateral hip. So up and down. Get 10. Trying to keep that bottom leg straight. See the tendency to want to bend. How are you guys feeling from yesterday? Any soreness? How are the legs feeling? Wasn't a whole lot of volume in the squat, so I'm not feeling too tight. Maybe it's just because I don't lift enough weight though. But I'm figuring if we're gonna do that weekly, Maple, stop it, that we're gonna start seeing some progress in squat weights. Okay, in the reverse lunge, we're getting into it. I'm looking forward to some push-ups this morning. I feel like since we did that push-up challenge and now we don't do them every day, I get pretty excited about push-ups. is not something I used to get excited about, so it's neat. Neat, you can train yourself to appreciate different things. All right, and then back on the floor. For the weird one, maple. Go, please. Just little side to side, little back. Jeez, dog. Little back and forth. That's not helping. Anybody else try sit-ups yesterday holding their dog? A little rocking. This is partly for Christy. I know she likes the twisties, the spinal twists. Jody, Spencer did the same heavy weighted lunges. Very impressive, Spencer. Yaroslav, legs, arms, everything. Yeah, and then just some air squats. What was I saying there? Weighted lunges, yes. Yeah, Spencer's doing some, it's a reverse lunge as well, in that squat cage, obviously much heavier than we're gonna do, lower rep, but it's more of like a back foot flat. It's like a single leg drive basically, right, Spence? A little less of a lunge and more of like a single leg. I don't even know what to call that. Okay, a few more squats and then we'll talk about our session today. Exciting. And I've got a clip later of me at the gym. May not be that exciting for you, but I do go to the gym sometimes. All right. So, EMOM 10 today, alternating movements, plyo push-up, and a weighted lunge. So I leave it open like that just to make sure that you got some options. We'll talk about that push-up first. So what I was thinking here was I just get 2 bumper plates or books or whatever and set them up basically just in your push-up position where your hands would be in a push-up position. I should have tried this yesterday. And then what I'm thinking is you're gonna go push up, meaning chest to the floor, and then as you press out, we're gonna hop up to the bumpers. Bring the hands back in, push up, hop to the bumpers. Ow, that is not nice on the hands at all. Yeah, if you have nice flat bumpers, that'll feel better. If that's not accessible, regular push-ups are fantastic. So just hands on the floor, ab squeeze, butt squeeze, leg squeeze. I wanna move as one piece, locked up. I don't wanna have any worming going on. And more commonly, I'd probably do like hips up first. So regular push-ups on the floor. If that's not accessible, I think I've done this before and you can't really see, but you can elevate. So get your hands on a chair or on a step or on a box or something. And then same idea, keep the body in one straight line as opposed to, going from the knees. That way we still get the midline engagement in there. And it's much more like a real push-up than going from the knees. Not the worst thing in the world to do push-ups from the knees, but if you can do them in a straight line, that's gonna be much better. Jody, what's the name of your CrossFit box? It's called CrossFit Closer, CLOSER. Get Maple's blanket. Yeah, she's destroying it right now. Okay, and then the second movement, you don't need to go with a barbell for this. Oh, shoot. Someday I'm gonna have a bigger space than this. So I think we're just gonna go alternating lunges on this one for today. I don't know where the hell I'm gonna stand. We're gonna get this. Sorry team, this is real life here. Okay, so I'm gonna go on the front rack with the barbell, elbows nice and high. And then I'm just looking for, just like in the warm-up, a long enough step forward such that I can keep that front foot planted. The back knee touches the ground and the front shin is relatively vertical. I'm gonna drive up with both legs, big drive back with that front leg, and alternate. Something like that. And as usual, you can go, you can go higher reps, lighter weight for a little more, call it muscular endurance or capacity conditioning, whatever you want, or heavier for less for more strength. If you don't have a barbell or you're not feeling the barbell, dumbbell's a good option. You can hold it in the front rack as well. Could hold it in the back rack. Could hold it at the side, whatever you want. And then obviously if adding load is not where you're at now, just a regular standing alternating lunge. And if necessary, use support. So just hold on to something and that can help you up as well. So 2 movements, we're gonna alternate through 10 minutes, meaning 5 sets each. Let us take a couple minutes and get set up. If you've got a barbell or some dumbbells, or you've got a spot that you need to set up for your plyo push-ups. You're probably not gonna be able to see me on these. Let's get on that. If you haven't already liked the video, subscribe to the channel, do those things. And then since Neil's here, we're gonna pump the school group again. Join the school group. Let's see here. Spencer's, I'm doing a reverse lunge, Hatfield style. On the way down, I try to control and stay on the working leg by itself as long as I can, like a shrimp squat or a true single leg squat, then explode. Yeah, that's what it looks like for sure. Glutes sore for days, even with speed work weight. Yeah. Neil says, no bumpers. I will push up to fingertips for transition. Fantastic. Yeah, if good point there, Neil. If you don't have bumpers, another option if you want to go with plyo, if you want to make it explosive, just leave the ground, right? So get down, press up, leave the floor. Leave the floor. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm basically just jumping off the ground and then landing. So no gear required for that one. Okay, so let's continue on with getting set up here. I'm thinking I'm probably gonna aim for maybe 10 reps on the lunge, so nothing crazy heavy. Cardio will be a little more in there. Let's try that. Whoops. Yeah, I think 10's doable there. I might put on the 5s, make it 95 pounds. Considering going heavier there, but we'll keep it like this. This will probably be a good deal of volume, maybe 50 reps. What do you think? I feel like you guys should let me know. Should I go heavier? Jody, oops, those push-ups. Take some practice. Interesting, yeah. Don't land on your face. You can always just push up fast, right? If you don't find it easy enough to leave the floor, just push up fast. Just come down slow and then push out quickly. All right. Give me a quick thumbs up. We feeling ready here? We good to go? Team. 525, not bad. I am ready to go. Luckily, no one watching me. Good point. If you guys are open to it, you can do a great job like Jody and take a picture, or even, you know, be even better, a video of yourself and tag us on Instagram. Woo! I would love that, but no pressure. I'm not going to force you, obviously, but if you wanted to do that, that would be amazing. Okay, but if we are ready, Jason, Yaroslav, Neil, good to go? No, that's not what we want. Not 90 seconds. Okay. All right, Jody's ready. Let's assume that we're all ready. How about that? Jody says the pups think my form is perfect though. Yeah, are they judging? Are they, geez, that's loud. Are they pretty strict though, Jody? Or what are their standards like? Because my dog, her standards aren't very good. All right, Jason Yaroslav, good to go? Okay, let's do this. Push-ups first. My goal is 10 on those as well, 10-10, but we'll see how we do. 10 seconds, team. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1. Go for it. The noose it fits some loose shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift. Oh. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? These are hard. Please, Lord, give me a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. I'm gonna go with 8. Thought about doing 2 more there, but that may fall apart. Whew. No real good angle here for this today. 15. 10. 5. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign. A sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign. Well, those are much faster. All right. So probably go 12 on the lunges. Trust me, there's nothing wrong. 8 on the push-ups. Carry on, 'cause society's a myth. Put there to make you sit. Listen to what they give. Don't ask questions, shut your lid. Yeah, don't ask questions, shut your lid. Yaroslav, I'm starting with you, but I have to go soon. Sorry, Yaroslav, I'm too slow. Have a good time at the gym, buddy. 3, 2, 1. Whoa. I'll break that up. Jeez. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign. A sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. I need to do those more. That is rough. Woo. I want to be the greatest. Everybody on the face shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the 15. I make this every day and I'm impatient. 12 lunges here. 10. 5. 3, 2, 1. Go. I'm losing it, the noose it fits some loose shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip, you choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift. Oh. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign. A sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? It's 12. I think. 2 rounds down, 3 to go, team. In different versions, each new update, that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors of your problems. 3, 2, 1. Got my own issues. I need a comb to get through. Don't need to groan with you. Just go get your own tissue. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign. A sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign.
it, the end of the song. Next time you'll sing along. Trust me, there's nothing wrong. I just need to carry on. Cause society's a myth put there to make you sit. Listen to what they give. Don't ask questions, shut your lid. Yeah, don't ask questions.
That's halfway. 10.
I need to run away from this and go get off the grid. Feel like my brain is over.
5,
man, I'm losing it.
3,
Don't let
2,
them tell you what
1.
they don't know shit.
Go.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world
Well.
blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
That's it. 3 rounds down. 2 to go.
I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is
Good job so far, team.
shit that I think is amazing.
Doing it.
For my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces.
3,
Hey,
2,
give me that crown.
1.
To be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the news is some losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip, you choose to fight or lose your grip and lose your gift. Oh. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign.
Breaking these up. 5, 3. Maple, don't eat that.
I feel like I'm
Good dog.
losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign. A sign.
Ouch. Maple.
There's no mercy in this world, just hunger-thirsty persons in different versions. Each new update, that shit worsens. Wow. Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have
10
different
seconds.
burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor.
5,
Don't need the different
3,
flavors of your
2,
problems just to say
1.
I've got my own issues. I need a comb to get through. Don't need to groan with you. Just go get your own tissue. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. That's it, the end of the song. Next time you'll sing along. Trust me, there's nothing wrong. I just need to carry on, cause society's a myth put there to make you sit.
One more round, team.
What they give, don't ask questions,
One more of
shut your
each.
lid. Yeah, don't ask questions, shut your lid. I need to
10.
run away from this and go get off the grid. Feel like my brain is
Maple, no.
overloaded, man, I'm losing
3,
it. Don't let
2,
them tell you what to
1.
do, man, they don't know shit. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a
Maple, go.
sign.
Please.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind?
No.
Please, Lord, give me a sign.
Oh. You blocked me.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make
Last
this
set.
every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement.
Like last set, best set too.
Shit that I think is amazing.
Let's go.
Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows
5,
for 1,000
3,
faces. Hey,
2,
give me that crown.
1.
Making my way into be put down. It ain't
Go.
your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits, some losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip, you choose to fight or lose your grip and lose your gift. Oh. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Everybody in the world blind. Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, just hunger thirsty persons in different versions, each new update that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, so do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors of your problems.
Good job, team. How was that? What do you choose for the lunges? And how were those push-ups? How was it? Ooh, okay. Take a minute and breathe. Walk around, catch your breath. I'm gonna put this away. Great work. Did you get that done, Neil? How was it? Jody, Jason, how are we feeling? And Spencer, what's our discussion topic here for our hangs? Whew, a little cool down, then we're gonna do our hang work. Not cool down, but you know, good workout. Nice, Jason. What did you use for the lunges? And do they bother your knee? How does that feel? And Spencer, you know, part of me wants to talk about CrossFit because I think there's some people in your community that don't quite understand. Let's see, Jody, 6 to 8 push-ups per round, 10 reverse weighted lunges per round, went from 35 to 55. An ascending weight on lunges, nice. Spencer, will you be sore from these? It's possible. Yeah, that's enough. Probably enough volume that I'll feel that. Maybe. If so, it won't be a whole lot, I don't think. Jody, that was a very good combo. Yeah, I like that. Spencer, how about you go into the uses of kipping pull-ups? Yeah, we'll do that in a sec. So Neil, modified push-ups. Switch to slow and controlled. Did hip flexor stretching for lunges. Awesome. Awesome. How does it feel? Okay, so let's talk about this. So as usual, kind of on Thursdays, we've been doing some hang work as our opportunity work. So let's talk about options here. You could do pull-ups. I mean, you could do toes to bar or something if you wanted, if you had access to a bar that's not going to move around or is nice and stable at least. You could do hang, single arm, double arm, pull-up grip, chin-up grip, or sorry, pull-up grip, chin-up grip, neutral grip if you have access. And we can switch it up. So let's talk about that a little bit. And I was gonna say, if you don't have a pull-up bar, I used to give an option with a band, but I'm gonna say get a pull-up bar because very versatile. They're not super expensive, especially if you get one like this. So if you don't have a pull-up bar, you know, get yourself one or go to a park, hang on a tree, whatever you got. So I think what I'm thinking for today is like a little bit of like a monkey bar drill. So I think what I'm gonna do is you can't see me, I'm gonna hang, I'm gonna take one hand off and then alternate. I'm not necessarily gonna hang. You found the towel, didn't you, Maple? I'm not necessarily gonna hang for a long time on either side, but I'm gonna alternate is the goal. So I'm thinking, that's pretty wobbly. This may be the day that I fall down here, who knows? So what I'm thinking, well, let's just do this. Let's get a little warm up. Just both hands, just a nice little hang. I don't know who put those emojis there, but good morning. I'm assuming you're not one of our regulars. Debbie, good morning, Debbie. I love working out. Debbie, we're here every morning at 5 a.m. We do a different workout every day, functional movements, constant variance, a dog that chews up my hair elastics, and intensity. Jody, you're there, you talk. So as I'm saying, what I'm gonna do on this one is I'm gonna hand off, hand on, hand off, hand on, and I'm gonna alternate like that. Obviously, you don't need to do that. You could just do a double arm hang, in, out, whatever you want, and choose that option. So let's talk here. Spencer, yes, Maple's towel. Maple basically is destroying everything. She's got a few things she's allowed to, but she's getting into destroying everything. Jody, Q Hiller, yeah, wouldn't that be nice, eh? I think he's on the West Coast though as well, and he's not as hardcore as Spencer getting up early. Jason, I have this tight band muscle in my shoulder. I've been rolling out with a cross ball, so push-ups suck. Okay, yeah, keep working on it, right? I mean, don't jam on that thing if it hurts. Work it out, find that space. Debbie, good morning. How are you? I'm new on YouTube. That's amazing, Debbie. Tell us about yourself. Do you work out regularly? Are you an early morning person? What time zone are you in? Oh, interesting. Neil, well done. Listening to the body's feedbacks. Smart. Jody, welcome. I'm the only lady today, so welcome. Oh, Hiller's in Chicago. Interesting. All right, team, so we're going to get moving on this hang. Let me know if you need another option, if you want to try something else out, if you have a question, let me know. Jody Lynn, yeah, Jody is our leader. Debbie, you can find us on Instagram as well, where you'll see, I'll post the next day's workout every evening. Yeah, we're here every day doing it, always changing it up, more or less based on the theory of CrossFit, but yeah, building community together. Okay, team, it's time. And then Spencer, I'm going to talk about, I'll talk about that stuff while we do this one, I think. Okay. So let's do this one more time. 10 minutes. Let's go for it. Got volume on that music. Good enough. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead. So maybe work for, 20 seconds. And then you rest for 40, because this is going to get more and more challenging as we go. I might just do like a certain number of reps here. Maybe go 20 seconds. And then in the rest here, I'll chat. So on Spencer's channel yesterday, he was doing some power cleans. And there was somebody who commented, obviously not a huge fan of CrossFit, said something about, the reason this came up, I guess, is Spencer had the hashtag CrossFit or just CrossFit in the title. And I'm assuming just because you were doing multiple reps power cleans. And somebody commented saying something along the lines of, now do some of those CrossFit pull-ups. And I had to say something. 3, 2, 1, go ahead. And I think there's a misunderstanding outside of, I'm not even gonna say outside of CrossFit, but outside of our own specific circle, right? Outside of our understanding about the nuance of things and about the details of things. And I think that people who aren't delving deep enough into this and doing their own research see a couple ugly clips of people bastardizing some movements and they think that that's CrossFit. Whereas it's not at all. The goal of CrossFit, so the man who founded CrossFit, like the term that he uses is, your goal is virtuosity. Right? Virtuosity is doing the common uncommonly well. So I'll use the example of like a true Olympic weightlifter or a gymnast, that if you watch them 3, 2, 1 in their sport, they make it look beautiful and they make it look effortless. So Spencer, I'm sure you've probably watched some gymnastics in your day, but those guys get on the rings and they do incredible feats of strength and they smile the whole goddamn time. That's virtuosity, right? They're not flailing around. They don't make it look hard. It's not ugly. That's the idea. So what CrossFit did, right? The founder of CrossFit, Greg Glassman, went around, he was a gymnastics coach, by the way, went around and found all of the most effective exercises for getting fit. So powerlifting, gymnastics, running, rowing, skipping, jumping, throwing, all real functional movements that people were already using in real strength and conditioning, and put them together into this constantly varied functional movements executed high intensity formula. 3, 2, 1. And so the movements themselves, nothing is new, right? CrossFit didn't make any movements. So when someone says CrossFit pull-ups, it means they have no idea what the hell they're talking about. It means that they've never been to a gymnastics gym, they've never watched gymnastics, they have no idea what is happening in that beautiful core to extremity wave of contraction that happens from the hips out to the arms eventually, which is how human movement happens, right? Like if you were being chased by a wolf and you got to a tree and you needed to take yourself from a hang to over top of that branch to get away from, what did I say, a wolf? Am I gonna do it strict? No, I'm gonna do whatever the I need to do to get over that bar, right? I'm not gonna be like, no, I can't bend my hips because I need to do this thing, and I'm gonna 3, 2, 1. So what the misunderstanding there is that, you know, you think that CrossFit is just like, hey, how can I get myself into this rep? How can I achieve this repetition any way possible? And that's not at all the case, right? If you do CrossFit correctly, you're constantly looking to refine your movement patterns and your quality of movement to be more efficient and effective. On the specific note of the pull-up, what I was telling that guy is, like, that pull-up is not meant to be a pure pulling strength exercise. It's a coordinated movement to get your chin over the bar, right? It's a full body coordination that requires hip flexion, hip extension aggressively to create power, which requires practice. It requires skill and coordination that if you don't practice, you can't do. So 3, 2, 1. If you've been here before, obviously you know I value strict pull-ups as well, right? I want to have capacity in all areas. I want to have strength. I want to have coordination, flexibility, accuracy, endurance, balance. What am I missing? I didn't do them in order. Either way, you get the idea. I want to be well balanced across all physical skills as opposed to just really strong and slow movements and steady positions, right? I want to be able to do a handstand. I want to be able to walk on my hands and do a cartwheel and sprint and jump and throw. And if you're saying CrossFit pull-ups, you've got no idea. You really do not understand what general physical preparedness is or broad general inclusive fitness, right? If your goal is to have the strongest deserter squat, then yeah, maybe kipping pull-ups isn't your 3, 2, 1, isn't your most effective tool for getting there. But if your goal is fitness, it is an important tool in the box. And if you neglect it, you're gonna have a hole. So obviously, you know, the movements are goal dependent, but it really does show a lack of understanding when someone says something like that, right? They really don't understand what capacity and fitness is required to do one of those things. What do you got there? Oh, a tennis ball. Nice. Yeah, 30 seconds. Let's see what you said about that. Oh, sorry, Neil. I didn't even get your question there. Yeah, sometimes I'll put a band over the door frame and kind of just get a pull on it there. Here, guys, there's a few more people. I want to answer these questions, so don't run away. Let's just finish this up, and then I want to talk. I love the questions. I love it. 5, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead. A few more sets. Don't leave, Debbie. Or Spencer, I want to hear your response to all this stuff. Spencer, I feel like I would enjoy having like a face-to-face conversation. I feel like we would have lots to talk about. Ow! Fudge. I just jammed my thumb into that lower bar. That was not nice. I find if I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing here, this is far easier. If I talk the whole time. Okay, 2 more sets. Do we have music on here? 2 more. Ah, Debbie, I own a CrossFit gym. I've owned one since 2012. If you're looking at CrossFit, I mean, obviously, I see lots of value in getting to an affiliate if you can. But if you can't, we're doing it here. We are doing it here. 2 more sets. 3, 2, 1. This isn't necessarily gonna look like your average CrossFit class. You know, I'm not sure we've ever done this in my gym as part of a skill, but I don't program my gym anymore, and if I get to control it, I'm gonna play around and whoa, and make it whatever I prefer. Okay, 1 more set, team, 30 seconds. It's feeling really good. I want to say that those hangs are improving. Imagine that, right? Practicing something, make it better. It's happening. The shoulders are feeling stronger and much less uncomfortable in those positions. Grip is good, although there is this stupid foam on this bar, which I don't quite understand, but someday we'll have a real pull-up bar, maybe a squat cage. 3, 2, 1, last set. That's what it takes. Feel free to go a little longer on the last one if you want. Give me that. All right. You stay here, Maple. Hell yeah, that was wicked. All right, team. Good friggin' job. Excellent. All right, let's get in a little bit of stretch here, and we'll finish up that chat. Great work, team. Great work. So I think what we'll start with is that push-up shoulder opener that I like a lot, where we're going to just put an arm up the wall and then we'll turn away from it. And let me hear what you guys said. Neil, use a bound. Yeah, oh, sorry. So Neil, yeah, I know I mentioned the band over the door frame. Another thing that you could do is just hang underneath your table. It's a little bit more of a row position versus overhead, but still an opportunity to hang a little bit. What I have been saying, obviously, is get yourself a pull-up bar, even just one that you put in the door frame. I think I paid $60 for that, and we use it, like 3-4 times a week. So very valuable, cheap investment. That's probably what I would suggest, to be honest. Jason, have to bail early today, guys. See you tomorrow. Sorry, Jason, I missed you, but have a great day. Neil, thanks, Jason. Have bands, but no doorway that swings open. Interesting. I'm curious about your house, Neil. Spencer, yes, Jody, I was doing hip flexor isos, hanging from arms. Yeah, we actually talked about this yesterday too. Hanging from the arms can't get, although I feel like the next video you were hanging from your hands again. Every way we do anything, someone has something to cry about. I just lean into the trolls because I know what people are saying. The guy that made that comment, he was just leading into comments. He's gotten on his pull-ups as well. He just turned 15. Oh no. Hopefully I wasn't being rude to him. Sorry, little dude. Maybe I'll get back on there and comment again. I noticed that his response wasn't exactly articulate, so I was like, either English maybe isn't his first language, or that's probably what it was. He's a little younger. My bad. Okay, Debbie, I was going to try CrossFit. They have one where I live. Where are you at, Debbie? Where do you live? Are you in the, we are Eastern Standard here on the East. I mean, I'm in Canada, not necessarily on the East Coast, but let's see. I won't leave. I'm here. I'm subscribed. Thank you very much. I support my subscribers. That's awesome, Debbie. We love you. CrossFit trainers. I talked to one of them to do one-on-one for 80 an hour. Yeah, that's actually pretty cheap. I charge over 100 an hour if I'm going to do one-on-ones, so that's a good price. What's your training history, Debbie? What are you doing now? What are you coming from? What are your goals? Let us know a little bit. Hey, Doug. We're going to do one more stretch here, probably for the hips. And then, although I'm thinking about this, and that the video we watched at the beginning there of that, the lateral hip guy, he was basically talking crap about static stretching. Because basically you're creating space, creating length, and then are you controlling where you go after that? Like, where does your body default to after you create that space? So makes a lot of sense and is something that we talk about. So I think what we'll do is we'll try to stay a little more active with this. So we're gonna go with we're just gonna do like I can't see here. Like an active hip. So you're gonna go across one leg, across the other, and I'm gonna do kind of a squat, right? So I'm gonna push through, I'm gonna sit down halfway and drive up there, just opening up that hip a little bit, but pressing in at the same time. I know this is not the most functional way of doing it, but we're just gonna keep it a little more active. And hopefully this is gonna create mobility and not create more kind of stiffness for tomorrow. So a few more reps there, then we can see that clip if you want of me working out. You get a little view inside our noon class. See what that looks like. I think you may see Jeff there, who has stopped in here a few times. He's our head coach. I think he's in that video. So a few more of these. I just made this up. I don't know if this is effective, to be honest. I'm definitely getting a stretch there. You know how you feel about these, team. Okay, I'm gonna call that. All right. So USA, yeah. Nice, Debbie. Which time zone? I'm assuming you're in our time zone. If you were in the West like Spencer, you'd be a crazy person. But it happens, obviously. Obviously, it is a thing. All right, let's. Oh my God! Right. So let's just. Okay. Calm down. Whew, that was really loud. Jody, you're gonna recognize the background there. I was obviously. I obviously had I had Clydesdale on, I think, in the background. I didn't know that it would be on while I was recording, but you'll hear that in the background, so you can disregard that. Yesterday's skill at the gym was every minute on the minute for 8 minutes, 3 touch and go power clean and jerk. So from the floor to the shoulder, shoulder to overhead, touch and go for 3 reps. I think this video is 175, which is just a little less than we back squatted yesterday. So, right. So here we go, power clean, jerk, power clean, jerk. That's lady's not paying attention walking through. Power clean, jerk. There we go. Now you can't see Jeff in there. We'll watch that one more time just to see. I do get an opportunity to go a little bit heavier here and there when I'm not concerned about dumping the barbell on the floor here. If you wanted to slow this down, you could do a side-by-side comparison of clean and jerk technique between me and the lady in the red shirt there, who's not as technical, let's just say. We're doing our best to get her technique nailed down, but sometimes it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks, let's say. Okay, so before we finish up comments here, I want you to just a reminder, and Debbie, you're new, I know that. This program, this whole morning routine is meant to be the primer for your day. It's meant to ensure that you make progress before the rest of the day starts so that your day is easy, meaning you know you've made progress and you're not stressing about it during the rest of the day. And if you assign that goal, so basically what we do is we look at our perfect day. You know, what do I want to be doing? Where do I wake up? Who's around me? What does it smell like? What do I do during that day? And then once we've seen that picture, we break it down into what is the step that if I complete that step every day, over time that builds up to create this life that I'm aiming for. So this is it now. It's 6 a.m. We say from 6 to 7, or if we finish a little bit later, just an hour, right? If you sit down for an hour and work towards your goals every day, the progress will add up and it's incredible. So let's see here. Spencer, that Connor Harris stuff was the same ideology we were talking about last week with the feet needing uneven surface or the importance of the shoe curve being on flat ground. Interesting stuff. Yeah, it definitely sounds like there's some good stuff in there that I can probably pull out and we can add in here a little bit, because I have definitely been told I am scoliotic before by many practitioners, and I definitely get a little bit of hip, not hip pain so much, but back pain. So we're gonna play around with that a little bit, see if that's not something that we can sort out and improve a little bit. Just really noticing how off this iPhone is here. Let me just get that, and then we'll get to the next one. Sorry about this. It's like a constant work in oh, that's as far as we go there. Sorry. I don't always do this, Debbie, my bad. Let's see, Debbie. I like doing Russian twist weights, sprints. Whoa, jeez. Russian twists, weights, sprints, squats. Very athletic. I don't have much on my page because I'm a supporter, not a creator. That's okay. That's awesome, Jody. Or Debbie, we'd love to have you join us. What I would even suggest is, join us for a week. Do a trial, see if you like it, and then if not, try something else. But I think what you'll find is, a week of consistency will show you that, it's enjoyable, that you feel good afterwards, and that you'll start to see results. So I'd love to have you join us. Jody, I am so aware of balance, Spencer. I take note of my feet on uneven surfaces, so I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm definitely like the weirdo who's like, not as much as I should, but, conscious of how I'm standing and like trying to spend more time on here, or like brushing my teeth with my left hand, the kind of weird stuff that only weird obsessive fitness people do. But I like that idea, right? Debbie, 6:02 a.m. All right, so you're definitely in the same time zone as us. I know that Jody's in Connecticut, and I think the rest of us are in, well, Spencer's in California, but I think the rest of us are in Canada so far, at least the ones that are here this morning. We've got a couple people who joined from, from Washington, from DC. That's where Megan's at, right? Megan's she works out actually at the Pentagon oftentimes, which is pretty cool. So yeah, we're all in the same time zone there, Debbie. We're with you. Neil, mind, body, and soul are the 3 temples we must honor. Thanks so much for helping feed at least 2. Oh, what the dog. I don't know if you can see that. If you can rewind that, the dog literally just jumped into the back of my leg and just about knocked me over. You jerk. Stop it. Kenneth, good morning. How you doing, man? Debbie, empathize, adapt, and overcome. All right, I like it. Jody, are you able to do the jumping stuff as well? You're gonna have to answer that one, Jody. I'm assuming so. I know you did box jumps. What was that? Tuesday. Spencer, Zurchistan. Where did that come from? Oh, that's where I get it. We were talking about where we're from. I like it. Yeah. If you guys haven't, Debbie, Kenneth, Neil, if you haven't checked out Spencer's stuff, it is entertaining and educational at the same time. So definitely take a minute or a few and check that out as well. Jody Lynn, Spencer, yes, jump, squats, box jumps, jumping, so important as I age. Heck yeah. And Debbie, thank you so much. That's what I needed to hear. wisdom of words. I don't know if there's much wisdom there, but I find that the more we get in and talk about it, the more it clarifies it, and the more, you know, we can understand what it is that we're aiming to do. So 5 after 6, we made it. My daughter did not come and try to come in here at 1:45, so that's excellent. They're having a little sleep in. So team, let's check out what we got tomorrow, and then we'll call her a day. Let's make sure I got it programmed. Day 163 is Friday. Oh, perfect. We've got some lateral jumps and toes to bar as our EMOM. So any sort of, you know, we'll find a spot and jump, be it over something or just a line on the floor. Toes to bar, we'll talk about options on the bar, and then our opportunity work is going to be some more weightlifting. So power snatch, hang snatch, overhead squat combo. So if you're looking to work on your weightlifting, tomorrow is going to be a perfect day for it. Jody, I know you're messing around. Time to go back to bed. Hee hee. Someday I may do that. Someday I may take a nap, but it's not realistic here right now, right? The animals need to be fed. The girls get up and they get going. Spencer, awesome. Jody, 100%. Just an entry point and a little athletic work goes a long way for injury avoidance. Yes. Yeah, Spencer does a lot of jumping as well, a lot of sprinting. And Spencer, how would you define, like if you could in one sentence, your athletic goals or your training goals, or like why do you train kind of thing? Could you put that in one sentence? I'm just gonna, maybe I'll do the same thing. Like for me, it would be, you know, I want to have broad, general, inclusive capacity to do the things that I love with a buffer for safety as long as I live. How about that? And maybe, you know, like be able to do some party tricks, impress my girls, set an example. How about that? What if you guys, could you do that? Could you define your goals, guys? Like, why do you work out? Would you be able to put that into a sentence? I know I'm putting that on you a little bit here and expecting you to type something, but I'd be interested to hear that. You know, is it New Hampshire? There you go. That's cool. It's, New Hampshire. I've been through New Hampshire for sure, driving down to Florida before, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if I feel like we've actually been in New Hampshire for something. What are the draws in New Hampshire? What kind of things do tourists come for in New Hampshire? I feel like it's going to come to me, but it's not. Spencer, sprinting. Okay, that's fuck, one sentence is one word. Okay, so that's your goal. That's interesting. So how does, you know, how do the like upper body isos fit into that, into the sprinting goal? I'm very curious to hear more about this. Jody, no sleep for you. Not with your 2 little machetes. I told people about that yesterday. And you know, what's funny is most of the people that I told were like, you should name your next kid Machete. And I was like, that'd be pretty cool. I mean, imagine your name was Machete. That's pretty neat. Debbie, I am so happy I found your page. Debbie, I'm extremely happy you found us. I'm curious, how did you find us? I see I've been working out for 4 months now. Amazing, like you're just starting that journey? That is so cool. I've been working out for, I don't know, 25 years now. Neil, I like it here. For me, to lead my family by example and not what I say is my why. Yeah. I mean, I talk about this a lot, is like, who cares what you say if what you do is different? Because the only thing that matters, the only thing that people see and believe about you is what you do. No point in saying, Neil's actually on the West Coast as well, I'm pretty sure, Jody, but he's in Canada. You know, so if I say that, hey, it's important, like if I say to my girls, it's important that you exercise and eat healthy, and then I don't do that, right? I don't exercise and I'm eating processed junk. Like, I can't set that example. And they're only gonna learn by what I do, not by what I say. So I love that. I love that, Neil. And that just made me think of something, which I don't know if I'm gonna get into today, but I might. I was watching, there's a channel that I watch, and Philadelphia, PA? Really? Neil, I got that so wrong. Why did I think you were in West Coast of Canada? That's so interesting. Neil and I have spoken face to face as well. How did I get that so wrong? Sorry. But what I was getting at there was I was watching this channel, and they've got a couple different shows on the channel, and one of them is a nutrition show. And I clicked on it and I watched for 10 seconds, and then I could not watch anymore. And I don't know if this is the day for it, but you know, this may ruffle feathers as well, but just they were mentioning whole grains being part of like a proper diet. And like that just at this point in my life rubs me the wrong way, because think about this, like whole grains, right? Like first of all, what is a whole grain? I think the only whole grain that anybody eats is rice. And even still, like you're probably not eating the whole grain. But if you think about it, like what does, you know, let's use wheat as an example. So currently on both sides of my farm, there are fields of wheat. They generally plant it in the fall. They call it fall wheat or winter wheat. It'll germinate in the fall, and then it will, you know, go dormant over the winter, and then it'll green up in the spring, and it grows through the spring, and they'll harvest it in, say, July. And like wheat is grass. So if you look out in the field right now, there's, you know, 2-inch grass everywhere. And then it'll grow up and get longer and longer. And then eventually it will mature and produce seed. So wheat is a blade of grass. And then at maturity, it has, I should come up with a little picture here. I should have brought a picture. It has little seeds on it, right? Here, well, it's just images. There's a good picture. How do I share those? Okay, forget it. But you can Google you can Google a picture of a wheat, right? It's a stalk, and at the top there's little seeds. I don't have a better word. But imagine taking those seeds and putting them into a bowl and eating them. You're not going to do it. It's not real life. There's no such thing as you eating whole grains. So when people say whole grains, like you're eating refined, processed grains, whether you're eating pasta or bread or cereal or something, like it is not whole grains. And you know my thoughts on grains in general as well. Like that stuff out in that field is ruminant food. It's food for cows and sheep and horses. Well, horses aren't ruminants, goats, right? Like you are not going to eat a bowl of grass, and it does not make sense to eat the seeds of the grass either, in my opinion. So get my little nutrition rant out there for a second, but it's just like, yeah, exactly. So Kenneth says usually bleached and refined. Exactly, right? You were not eating that thing growing in that field. And even if you were, like the amount of glyphosate sprayed on that, it's just the more and more I live out here, and the more I see farming, the more I completely understand how humans are supposed to eat. And we are supposed to eat the things that eat that stuff. We're not meant to digest it, right? You do not have a rumen. You do not have 4 stomachs that are going to break that dry wheat seed down into protein or energy. We're not built for it. We're not designed for it. That's why you need to refine it, bleach it, cook it, process it, so that it can do anything for you. Rant over. Go eat a cow. Debbie can't wait. That's freaking awesome. Spencer, lots of time I trained no upper body. Okay, here we go. We're talking about sprinting. I always use lifting as supplement to athletics. Wrecked my ankle, so I couldn't sprint, so I did much more lifting. To upper, just to look like I lift, kinda. But I feel like if you had a smaller upper body, it'd be even more entertaining for all the haters, right? All the idiots be like, "Bo, you don't even have any biceps," and then you rack pull 900, and then it's hilarious, right? So I feel like that would be even better. Neil, Mount Washington. I am jealous. Such an amazing part of the country, especially in October. Okay, so Mount Washington, Jody said, obviously is in New Hampshire. I'm getting like a geography lesson here too. This is kind of nice. Neil, you as well, Jody. Thanks for sharing time with this wellness community. Heck yeah, you guys are all fantastic. And Jody, Spencer, your story about Raisin Bran. I was laughing so much cereal consumed in high school years. So did I. Maybe I missed that story. Did you write a story about Raisin Bran here, Spencer? Yeah, but, and understand, right? Like, I'm here preaching about nutrition, and like, I've been there, right? I used to, oh man, I used to spend a lot of time at the corner store. Like, I would eat candy like it was good for me. So I'm not trying to say this from some like pedestal that I've never eaten junk food before and that I don't crave junk food. I understand now that, you know, what that sugar and whatnot has done to me and created a, you know, not an addiction, not a dependence, but a desire, right? Once you have that thing, it's very easy to want more, just like drugs. So I understand the difficulty in this, and I understand how challenging it is to get away from eating that. But I guess all I'm saying is, you know, I feel like I've got a better understanding of what humans are meant to eat from like a, you know, a natural standpoint. And, you know, I'm going to share it as much as possible so that we can ideally make decisions in that direction, whether it's 100% or not. I don't think it needs to be. Yeah. Yeah. Neil says gluten intolerance spiked when they allowed spraying of wheat. Yeah, you hear that a lot, that if you go to Europe and you eat pasta, you don't feel the same things. And the reason for that is Europe has, it's something like, I'm going to get these numbers wrong, but I'll give the point, something like 400 approved chemicals that they can spray on food. I mean, I don't know why we're allowed to spray chemicals on food in the first place, but the point is in the US, you know, everybody was doing this regulation, and, you know, they set these 400 approved in the UK or in Europe, but then in the US and North America, they said, screw that. And there's something like 4,000 approved chemicals that can be sprayed on food, including glyphosate, which in a lot of places is not allowed, or at least not allowed as a desiccant, you know, 2 days before harvest. So yeah, I don't, it's like nothing that we do on a large scale is actually good for us, right? We choose these processes that are meant to feed the world and make things more efficient and whatever, and really we're just destroying the planet and destroying our health for the sake of, I don't know, efficiency, profit, whatever you want to call it. Jody, cereal aisle may as well be the crack cocaine aisle. But it's true, right? The sugar is very addictive. It's incredible how, you know, how much of a hold it can have on your decisions and what you put in your body. And, you know, Jody's a great example of this. I've done this before as well, that if you completely cut that stuff out, right? If you go, you know, something like carnivore, even for a month, you know, 30 days, you start to realize that you don't actually have those cravings anymore when you don't put it in your body. You know, people, you hear this term, and I'm getting a little long-winded here, but you hear the term intuitive eating, and just like, listen to your body. If I listen to my body, I would be eating Sour Patch Kids all day, right? Our bodies are fucked. Our natural instincts and our bodies to, like, you know, choose what to eat is gone. It's lost, right? We don't have instincts anymore. We have societally created habits. And look around, right? Society is not healthy. So don't think that you should eat intuitively. Don't listen to your body and your cravings, because it's lying to you. It's been trained by sugar to crave sugar. If you only ate what humans were meant to eat, then yeah, listen to your body and then eat that. A way that you could do this, though, intuitively, is choose only the healthiest things to eat and eat them when you're hungry. So use that driver of intuition. You know, eat when you're hungry, eat till you're satisfied, but don't do it with shit. And then you really have no problem. So you can be intuitive as long as you're smart about what you're choosing, because your body, your intuition does not know that sugar is garbage. All right, enough blabbing about nutrition. Great session, team. Very thankful you all joined us. Look at that, 7 likes. That's not bad at all. Not bad. I appreciate you guys so much, and hope to see you all tomorrow for our lateral jumps, toes to bar, and power snatch, hang snatch, overhead squat complex on Friday. Perfect. All right, team. Have yourselves a great day. Join us on the school community. It's free. Join us. Like, subscribe, share. Yeah, that's it. We don't do a lot of sharing yet. So if you know somebody who'd benefit from this, Debbie, anybody, share it. Let's grow this community. Let's do it together. Love you guys. See you tomorrow, team. Have yourselves a fantastic Thursday. Peace.